Okay, and our last already announced fight for heavyweight is Derrick Lewis versus Waldo Cortes Acosta. Derrick Lewis is number 8 ranked at the moment. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Waldo Cortes Acosta is number 5 ranked. He's also on a 2-fight win streak against Shamil Gaziev and Ante Delija. He lost to Sergey Pavlovich recently, but other than that, he was on a 5-fight win streak at that time. He's doing quite well for himself. So I think it's hard to tell who's going to win this one. I think Cortes Acosta could maybe technically outstrike Derrick Lewis, potentially. I think he'd have to mix in grappling if he wants to win. I don't know how well he's going to be able to implement that. I don't know if he's going to be able to find the knockout on Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis's chin is held up a decent amount. I think Derrick Lewis could quite possibly put him out, early in the first round or later in the fight, like we saw against Volkov. So I think Derrick Lewis definitely has potential to win this fight. Waldo Cortes Acosta, I see him either winning by a decision or a TKO from like ground and pound. I don't know if I see him winning fully by a KO, but it's a possibility. He could, trap trap Derrick against the fence, maybe. Depends. But if Derrick Lewis wins, he's going to get himself back, I think, in the top 5. He's going to get himself the number 5 ranked spot. So that could be quite good for him. And I think at that point he should aim to fight Sergey Pavlovich, because Sergey Pavlovich is number 3 ranked at the moment. If Volkov can take him on, not Volkov. If Lewis can take him on and win that fight, he's going to be getting himself back in the title picture. Number 3 ranked survey speaker. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He also beat Waldo Cortes Acosta. If Derrick Lewis can beat Sergey Pavlovich, or Sergey Pavlovich beats number 5 ranked Derrick Lewis, both of them are looking at a title shot potentially. Once the mess at the top of the division is sorted out. But yeah, so I think if Derrick Lewis wins, he's number 5 ranked. He looks for a fight with Sergey Spivak, not Blades. I don't think they're going to do Blades because Derrick Lewis has already knocked him out, and I don't think Derrick Lewis wants that fight again. I don't think he wants to deal with that grappling. I think he'd rather take a fight with Sergey on the feet, where Sergey has a bit of a weaker chin, and I think Derrick Lewis could catch him. If Waldo Cortes Acosta wins, I think he jumps up to number 3 or number 4 ranked in the division, and he should also look to fight Sergey Pavlovich, or he could look to fight Alexander Volkov. I think Pavlovich could potentially be an easier fight, or he already lost to Pavlovich, so he could want to get that win back. Pavlovich's last win, I believe, was against Waldo Cortes Acosta, so he might not want to run that back. The UFC might not want to run that back because it happened last year in August, and Waldo Cortes Acosta has been really active since then. So I think, Waldo Cortes Acosta should look to fight Volkov or try and get the win back against Sergey Pavlovich if the UFC agrees to it. If not, then, Volkov would be perfect for him. I think, he could definitely, I think he could get in close, do like what Derrick Lewis did against Volkov in the 3rd round and just kind of put the power on him and try and crack him on the chin. But for either one of those guys, it looks good. It gets them close to the title picture. Derrick Lewis versus Waldo Cortes Acosta is definitely something to set one of the other two up to get really close to a title fight. So I think, that's pretty good for both of them. In the case Derrick Lewis loses, he's going to drop to about number 9, 10 or 11 ranked, I think, or number 9. I don't think they're going to decrease his ranking too much. And in that case, I think probably he should look to fight Tybura, because he's done well against wrestlers before. He's done well against Blades. He hasn't done well against Almeida, but Tybura isn't as strong as Almeida. I think, if Derrick Lewis is able to stuff the takedown with that uppercut he used against Blades, or stand the fight up and keep it on the feet, I don't think he has a problem with Tybura at all. And that's a fight to keep him in the top 10, keep him circling around in the top 10 area and not drop down to the top 10, between the top 10 and top 15. So I think he would look to fight Tybura if he does lose this fight to Cortes Acosta, or they might look at just putting on an entertaining fight, maybe getting to fight Ante Delija. If he, loses his fight against Spivak, or even if he wins, he could fight Derrick Lewis. Yeah. So if Waldo Cortes Acosta loses, I think he goes down to about number 7 or 8 ranked, and he should probably be looking to fight either Ante Delija or Sergey Spivak just to keep himself in the top 10 or move himself up in the top 10 if he, secures the win against either of those and, get himself back in the win column pretty early on. So yeah, I think if Waldo Cortes Acosta loses, it's probably going to be by KO. He's probably going to be out for a little while. He has been active, but I don't think he's suffered a KO loss in his career. No, he hasn't. He's only lost to Sergey Pavlovich and Marcos Rogério de Lima by unanimous decision. So yeah, I think Cortes Acosta could do well against Sergey Spivak or Ante. He already fought Ante Delija and knocked him out. It was a competitive fight, but yeah, Cortes Acosta knocked him out. So I think he could fight Delija or he could fight Spivak. If Delija is on a win and wants to run it back against Waldo Acosta, and if Waldo's on a loss and wants to get back in the win column and sees Delija as an easy fight, he's already won before. So that could be quite interesting. But yeah, so that's what I think are going to be the outcomes, and what their matchup should be within those 3 fights that we already have confirmed for the UFC early this year in January and February.